Well, it's the middle of the week, and we're talking about things to do in Denver when you're dead. Whoa. Happy hump day, friends. Boy, have I got something good today. We're talking about the new 4K of things to do in Denver when you're dead. Now, this is from 1995, relatively unheard of these days, but this is one of my favorite movies. We're going to get into it. Let's talk about it. Things to do in Denver when you're dead. 1995, rated R, 1 hour, 55 whole minutes. So relatively long, but worth every single minute. 5 different criminals face imminent death after botching a job quite badly. Way to go, Internet Movie Database. The synopsis of all synopsises, right? Directed by Gary Fleder. Written by Scott Rosenberg, starring Andy Garcia, Christopher Walken, Christopher Lloyd, and quite a few others. This has William Forsythe in it, Bill Nunn, Treat Williams, Jack Warden, Steve Buscemi, Gabrielle Anwar. She was in Sin of a Woman before this, so she was pretty much unknown. But let's get into it. Sorry, friends, I'm still having a little trouble with my teeth. A lot of trouble, but I'm working on it, all right? It's a process, right? This movie, I remember seeing this movie when it first came out, back in the mid-90s. And I was stunned at what a unique and interesting story it is, and how great it is for a first-time director. Gary Fleder and Scott Rosenberg got together, and Scott Rosenberg wrote this for Gary Fleder to do as his first feature film. And this script went around Hollywood. Even Tony Scott wanted to direct this movie. But Scott Rosenberg was like, no, friends, I'm sorry. I wrote this specifically for Gary Fleder. I'm giving it to him. If he wants to give it to you, that's between you and he. He did not, thankfully, as much as I would have liked to have seen Tony Scott's version of this. Gary Fleder did a great job. And Scott Rosenberg, after this, turned around and wrote Beautiful Girls, which is a really good movie, which is one of my all-time favorites as well. Complete opposite of this movie. Right? The story, I mean, for Beautiful Girls. So here's what happens. All right. Christopher Walken has a son who's gone nuts. Right? An adult son that has gone nuts because his long-term girlfriend left him for somebody else. It's a weird, complicated story. So Christopher Walken calls in a marker with Andy Garcia. Now, the 5 people involved, like the 5 main characters, with Andy Garcia being the main one, the other 4 are basically misfits that used to be like gangsters, or in the crime world. Andy Garcia was also in the crime world, a gangster, but he's left it now trying to do something not illegal. He's trying to start a business, what have you. So these 5 main characters are out of that world. They're not in it anymore. But Christopher Walken brings Andy Garcia back in, calls a marker on him, and basically wants him to do one final job, and that is scare this girl that his son is in love with, the one that left him, scare her fiance so he runs away, never comes back, and then Christopher Walken has it in his head that he can talk the girl into getting back together with his mentally unhinged son, right? Right? You with me? Sounds confusing, right? That's not even the story. This is the beginning of the story, because these guys botched the job so bad. And just a quick note from our friends over at Blackout Coffee Company, make sure you head over and give them a try. Links in the description. Death occurs among several people, and now Christopher Walken has said, all right, I'm going to kill you all 5 of you, in a really horrible fashion. And you've got 48 hours to get your affairs in order, and then you're going to die. What makes this story so unique is that you have 48 hours to get your affairs in order, because in the meantime, before they do this job, Andy Garcia meets a woman and falls in love with her. So he's trying to not only make things right and get his affairs in order, he's also in love with this woman, but he knows he's gonna die. It's crazy town. What's great about it is it's so well written, and the dialogue is so well written. The movie is very well shot, and the dialogue is on fire. And then on top of that, you got Christopher Walken, who you can't not watch a movie with Christopher Walken in it. He's nuts in a good way. And this movie is Andy Garcia at his, like, the height of popularity. Like, he's a big star when he comes into this movie, and it shows. The star power in this movie is off the charts. And what they do with these characters, the actors, like Steve Buscemi, Christopher Lloyd, wow, right? And who is it? Treat Williams, the late Treat Williams. His character, to this day, people say lines from his character, Psycho Bill or whatever he's called. It's just a wonderful movie. Now, it's got a lot of language in it. It doesn't have any nudity that I remember. There's some implied sex scenes, but like after the fact. Christopher Lloyd's character is a film projectionist for an adult X-rated theater. So in the background, you hear some sensuality, if you will, and glimpses at the screen, but I don't remember there being any actual, could be lying. All right. I don't think so. There's a lot of language. There's blood and guts and some horrible stuff talked about, because these are people dealing with the fact that they're going to die, and some of them do. So you got to watch this movie if you haven't. If none of that bothers you, this is the movie for you guys. I love this movie. If I had one thing to say about the 4K, now I have LCD. I don't have the fancy schmancy thousands of dollars TV, the OLED or whatever, but I have a good 4K player and a good TV, and it's a bit dark. Like, but I think it's just the whole movie is gray, right? I would have liked for it to be a little brighter, but the movie is shot with this just gray pallor all over it, and it comes across in the movie. Like, the entire movie, no matter whether it's daylight, nighttime, what have you, there's just this grayness on it. It's fine to watch it that way, but old blind man here would have liked for it to be a little brighter. And yeah, I could have changed the settings on my TV, but no, because then I have to change them back. So that's my one complaint, but the audio's good. The special features and the commentary, fantastic. There's a lot of information here. So Kino Lorber did a good job. Way to go, Kino Lorber. All right, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. I got a coffee to drink. I hope you guys are having a great week. I hope you're going to have a great weekend coming up. We'll be back on Friday. For Michael, the microphone, Bob, squeaky chair in the back, and this big fat nerd. We'll see you then.